Hi, everyone. We are here for our first table talk. We decided to do a weekly get together where some of our employees show what they've been working on and what's going on at Piney Needles. So I'll introduce everyone. So we've got Shelly McLeod. Shelly, how long have you been working at Piney Needles?
It'll be 14 years since September.
14 years. Yeah. Woohoo! Anna. This
Hi.
is Anna.
And I've been working here for, it will be 3 years in April, I think.
Awesome. So, and I'm Sandy, and I've been here 25 years this month, actually. September, 25 years is our anniversary. And this is my sister, Kathy. And Kathy, how long have you been here?
I've been here 3 years.
3 years. So Kathy,
Stitching a lot more for the store.
oh yeah. So she's been stitching for Pine Needles for 25 years because when I first opened this store, we were strictly cross stitch and we filled the store on opening day with projects Kathy had already stitched and were in a stack waiting to be framed. And so that's how we got started, was Kathy filled our store with samples. So, and now she works for us full time. So we love that. So I thought I'd just share a couple things that I'm working on, and then we'll have the others share what they've been doing. So I have been working on this table runner for fall. Of course, Pine Needles, we love autumn, we love Halloween, and we love fall. This is in a fruit jar, Autumn by Sandy Gervais, one of her patterns. And so I've got my quilt center. Now I'm just doing my borders. So I've got to finish that up. Hopefully get that done this week.
This will make a cute spring one just by changing the fabric.
It would. It would be really cute. You could do it spring. Good idea, Anna. Mm-hmm. I'm also teaching at Garden of Quilts at Thanksgiving Point in September. And this is one of the embroidery classes that I'm teaching called Stitching in the Garden, I believe is what I call it. And so I'm doing that. But then this one, after I got it stitched for my class, I thought it's very springy. And my heart's not springy right now. It's more into fall. So yesterday I decided to do something a little different. And so I did this autumn pumpkin, for the embroidery class as well. So they can do either project because we'll just be learning the different stitches and just sitting together in those beautiful gardens stitching. So that'll be fun. So if you're interested in the class, just go to Stitching in the Garden. No.
Garden of
Quilts. Garden of Quilts. At Thanksgiving Point. And you can sign up for the classes. Classes start on the 15th of September and go through the 18th. Then on the 17th and the 18th is the quilt exhibits in the gardens, and shops will be open then. So Pine Needles will have a shop there as well, and we'll have some fun things going. But lots of classes. I'm teaching the Garden of Stitches here and also a cross stitch class. So that's what I've been working on. And then I thought I'd share with you one of Pat. Pat does a lot of cross stitch for us as well. From home, and she is a beautiful cross stitcher, and she just finished stitching the quilt shop by Little House Needleworks, and I just love that. So cute. Pat does a good job stitching for us, so we've just got to get that framed. And then a little teaser for something I have going. You may remember in December of last year I did a stitch a day, a free pattern every day of the week. Every day in December. Well, this year, I've decided to do it in October. So this is what we're going to be stitching on. It's going to be on either a 14 count Aida or a 25 count Lugana in this fun Stormy Night? I think it's called Stormy Night is the color of the fabric. So if you don't like linen or Lugana, you can stitch on Aida cloth either way. But this is all you get to see yet, because it'll be a surprise as it was in December. Every day in October, there'll be new cross stitch. It will be a free pattern. I'll take a break for a minute, and Shelly, share with us some of the things you're doing.
All right, so I am working on seasonal patchwork by Fig Tree and Company, and I am working on the tree sampler, so the Christmas patchwork. So just some of the blocks I have made up. I'll show you the trees because they're more fun to look at than the plain blocks, but that's just one tree there. And then you have the double tree here that are made up. And then there's the star block that is made up as well. So that will make that up. So eventually, as you can see, I'm getting close on that.
Yep.
And then I have just a couple of baby boy and girl little blankets that I have put together that will be displayed in the store. It's kind of hard to show the whole thing here, but so I'll just kind of give you a sampling of what that might look like there. So that's the little girl.
And I love this alphabet. It's got the cutest little animals on it.
The
You gotta
animals are
see,
really,
it's got
really
such
cute,
cute
yeah.
things.
And then the little boy version of that same quilt there. So those will be in the store. And I'm also working on a bag, so that will be in the store soon as well. So,
Awesome.
Oh,
We love your bags.
the canvas one.
yeah.
Out of one of the canvas.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay. Kathy, show us a couple things that you've recently finished up.
Well, I recently did this Midnight Watch by Blackbird Designs.
Love. But that one took a
And
bit, I'm
then
sure.
this Sleepy Hollow Lodge by Little House Needleworks. That's what I just finished. That one. And then I'm starting on the quilting side. I'm starting to do this Kaleidoscope 2 made out of Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Paula Boutique. So I'm just cutting
Cutting.
away.
She's been cutting upstairs a
I
lot.
usually don't do my own cutting, so this is something else.
That reminds me, so I was going to ask everyone, when you started quilting, Kathy, how long have you been quilting?
Just when I started here. So
Yeah,
a
so-
couple years.
Yeah, here 3 years. And she has picked it up and just like gone crazy. So of all my sisters, she was the one that didn't do any sewing. But boy, you start working here and you get hooked. It doesn't take long before you're like, ooh, I want that. How long have you been quilting, Shelly?
Oh, quilting's probably been 20 years, but I've sewn since I've probably been 8 years old. My mom taught me how to sew. I started with clothes and was in 4-H doing that type of stuff, but then clothing kind of went by the wayside. And
Yeah.
so I'm a self-taught quilter. I've learned myself, and I've never taken really a class to even know how to do it. So just learned by everybody here. So
Anna, how long have you been quilting?
I'm kind of almost the same as Shelly. I've always loved stitching and sewing, and I always did it with my grandma. I don't even know how young I started. But then quilting, yeah, it's been like the last 10, 15-ish maybe years. I'm not quite sure, but yeah.
And I started quilting just when I opened the store. We were just cross stitch, and then we started carrying a little bit of fabric for the embroidery projects, and then we started carrying a lot of fabric, and I started quilting and just was kind of self-taught as well. And I love it. It's kind of like just get zen when I'm piecing the machine. It's just feels good. I thought I'd show you kind of the process of a couple of tips that I found helpful in this another project I'm working on. So I'm doing the story of my day, which is a hatched and patched. In the store, we're doing a block of the month, hatched and patched as Christmas, Santa the Tree, the Turkey, and Me. But I've been working on this for a while, a long while. But I figured if I showed it, it would give me some motivation to get some more blocks done. So the blocks are made up of all these little low volume strips and just a few other colored fabrics. But you have to cut your strips 1 inch, 1 1/4, 1 1/2. You got 1 3/4, you get 2 1/2. And so I went and got just at the dollar store these little trays that I could put my strips in, so that when it said I needed a 1 inch strip, I knew right where to go to get it. And I've just alternated them so that when I pick one up, if I use it, I put it in the bottom so that then it's kind of rotating those fabrics. But that has been a good tip to keep me organized in sewing that. So I've got all these blocks are finished. And these are the embroidered designs that I've traced and have to do the embroidery to piece the blocks. So that's been kind of fun. And the embroidery that I showed earlier, the pumpkins, this was where I based it off of. So I decided I wanted a pumpkin shape. And so I just printed out a little image of a pumpkin and so that I could have something to visualize, and that's what I did to create that. So this will be available at Garden of Quilts as the class, and then afterwards we'll have it in the store as well. So
We want to let Anna talk about
Anna, yeah, what projects are you working on?
So right now I'm kind of taking it slow because I think last month I had way too many projects going on.
We've had Anna doing a lot.
So I only have this Joy to the World, which is an art gallery project. And art gallery, it's kind of new to me. I don't know, I think it's my third quilt I'm making with it, but the first one I did is just, I don't know if you guys ever touched the art gallery fabric, but the feel, it's so different. And when you make the quilt, it feels so soft. I don't know, it's just, I'm in love with them. But this is the fabrics that are in some of the fabrics I didn't pick all of them, but just kind of to get you a feel. And
There's
the
some really
little nutcracker soldiers. And this one, it kind of, at first glance, it's like, doesn't really look like Christmas, but it has the holly berries and snowflakes in the background. It's so cute. I love it. And then the little presents.
Yeah, it's a fun pattern.
Yeah, this is the pattern, and I think that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm excited for my day off tomorrow to work on it.
Yeah, it's always okay. What am I going to do on my day off? When am I going to finish? So. What else? Any other questions that we wanted to answer today? If you have any questions that you'd like us to address or anything you want to know, add in the comments or shoot us a message on Facebook or Instagram, and we'd just love to share with you next week at Table Talk and answer any questions you have. So I appreciate you joining us.